Hey there YouTube, this is PolarBear084 here in episode 6 of my Bear's Guide to Hunting series. Last episode we beat a Khezu. It was an urgent quest, and so that means we are on to the next stars. That'll be 3 stars for those of you who don't know. It's not that much more difficult. You'll fight some new monsters in these quests, but the first one that we're fighting today is the Gypceros. It's a lot like Yian Kut-Ku. It's not a direct relation. Even on the wiki it doesn't mention Yian Kut-Ku, I don't think, as a direct relation. But it's so very similar. The only difference is, I think it was in Area 2 actually. The only difference is that the Gypceros is a bit, it's got a rubbery hide. It's a bit tubbier looking, and it's also purple for the most part. But apart from that, it is basically identical. It spits poison instead of fireballs, and it also can do an annoying flash and stun you, which is why I thought this would be another good one to have my I was right, another good one to have my greatsword on, because I need to be able to block at a moment's notice. Sword and shield would be better, but I kind of wanted to go for power against this guy. Let's see. Well, today I'm going to try something different. Instead of going through everything that he does, every little move and everything he might throw at you, I decided that I would go through the important ones instead, which would save time and hopefully stop me from rambling on so much. So let's see, let's start with the tail. The important thing you need to know about the tail is that that is his elemental weak point. He's weak to fire. If you have fire by then, aim for his tail, but it's not all that important really. It will start to get more important as we head on. There's an annoying monster called the Blangonga, which you will need an elemental advantage on, just because you've got nothing else for you basically. As you can see, he's not really that tough. I'm still using battle armor, as you can tell. I am using a different greatsword. It's called the Chick Decapitator, made with Yian Kut-Ku materials, if you couldn't tell. Good thing about the greatsword is it gives you just enough time, as long as you're standing still when you get it out, to get it out and block with it. And when I mean standing still, you literally have to be standing still, so when you press triangle, he pulls it out. He doesn't swing and hit the ground with it. That way you've got enough time to turn around and block. And the reason I keep blocking is because he keeps doing his flash attack. That's pretty much the most annoying move he will do, because it will stun you if you don't block it, or if you don't do the running jump at just the right time. But it's so much more convenient to be able to block it instead. You can tell he's doing it because you'll hear him chomp twice, and then he will do it. So that's basically your timer. I don't know quite what he's doing, just ignore that. Yeah, have you noticed, when he does the tail swing, his tail extends. So it may look short, but it has pretty much the same range as every other monster you've fought, so be careful of that. As you can tell, it's quite a lot similar to the Yian Kut-Ku. It has the same bird-like attacks, pretty much just the same tactic really. Avoid the tail especially because it can send you flying, and watch out for the flash, because that is the most annoying thing he does. Yeah, when he's enraged he breathes purple poison. He will flash a lot more often as well, and he's also a lot quicker at it, which is not useful in any way. Yeah, watch, see that? And I just managed to do that thanks to a gen prey that decided it wanted to hit me. I didn't paintball him, did I? No. Well, that's going to make things more interesting. I believe he looks like he's going to Area 4, but do not follow him directly. Don't go straight from Area 2 to Area 4, because there is a poison puddle right there when you jump into the area, and if you land in that, obviously you're going to get poisoned. That happens in the swamp only on quests that take place in the night, because in the day it's raining and I'm assuming that just washes it away. So go around the long way. It does take a while, but it's worth it. just because it saves you wasting antidote. I did bring 2. They give you 2 as well, but considering how much poison he likes to throw around, it's worth bringing a couple extra if you have them. If not, just combine an antidote herb, I think, with a catalyst. I may not be 100% correct on that one. I'll put the recipe in the description for you. But antidotes, you can even just buy them, really, if you wanted to. They're not that expensive, and you don't use that many of them, to be brutally honest. Oh, yeah, he can, when he does his bird attack, the tapping on the ground, he will steal an item from you. Normally, he ends up stealing my antidotes. He has never stolen a map before. Luckily, it's not really that useful because I know the area. Unfortunately, you guys won't be able to see where the areas are, but you can get to memorize them quite easily. They don't change too much. Well, I mean, they don't change at all, really. But I mean, considering you fight quite a few monsters and do a few quests in this area, you're probably going to get the hang of the layout pretty quickly. It's not that difficult to figure out, really. But like I said, there are poison pools all over the place. Obviously he doesn't get affected by it, but you will. So don't run into them. Even if he is there, just wait for him to come back out. Because, like I said, it isn't worth it. And yeah, annoying thing about his tail is it curves all the way around him, so he's almost always going to hit you with it. Yeah, like he does steal things, hence the episode title, actually. Because he stole so many antidotes from me the last time. I mean, pretty much all of them, all 4. I only got to use one of them, and then I ended up being poisoned for the rest of the mission. Doesn't help that there are eye prey around. If you can take care of them, I'm not really that fussed about taking care of them right now. Actually, saying that, there is one thing that you do want to know about this guy. He can drop light crystals. And light crystals are god and awfully annoying. I'm going to get poisoned now when I stand up. No, I managed to just avoid it. But yeah, light crystals are god awfully rare and annoying to get, especially since you need them for quite a few decent weapons. There's a weapon, longsword, known as the, I think it's the Order Rapier. It's a very good sword, but it needs light crystals like there's no tomorrow. Quite a few others need it as well, but I can't remember what they are at this minute. I know I needed a couple, not for this, but for something else. So if you need them, fight him. Bring some pickaxes as well, because in the cave areas, which you can see just over there, that dark hole over there, in the cave areas, there's some big crystals in the wall in areas 7 and 8, I think. No, not 8. I think it's 6 and 7. 2 of the cave areas, there's giant crystals. You can't miss them. And you can get light crystals, iron ore, other things of that nature. You can also get sootstone ore, which is annoying in that it's like an egg, and you have to see, that is why being able to block is useful. A sword and shield would be more useful because you can run at a normal speed while holding that, so you don't need to put them away as often. But I've been using greatswords recently, and I'm finding it a lot easier with a greatsword, just because he's so annoying with his health. Oh, watch out! Yeah, he's pretty much as fast as a Yian Kut-Ku when he's annoyed as well. So he's going to be quite irritating to fight for the first time, but once you get the hang of it, you should be fine. You can break that flashing, I don't know what it is, I think I'm going to call it a crest, that flashing crest on his head. You can break it. Takes quite a few hits, and he can drop a light crystal from it. More than likely he'll drop an iron ore, but he can drop a light crystal. So yeah, bring pickaxes, fight him, and you should be stocked up on them in next to no time, really. You can also get it from body carbs and all rewards. So yeah, if you need light crystals, this is the guy. Rubbery hides as well. They are his. That's his item. He does have a variant, the purple Gypceros, even though this one's pretty purple as it is. Again, if you want me to fight the variants, I can, but I'm not really that fussed about doing it. I can if you want, but I didn't paintball him again. Doesn't matter. He doesn't really go that far, you know. Before he goes anywhere, I am going to paintball him. I don't know That was a terrible throw. I don't know what area he goes to die. He doesn't really seem like he has one. I think area 2 might be it. But other than that, he just flies around a bit and goes in all random places. The swamp is quite annoying to fight in because it's quite oddly connected. I mean, this one goes straight to area 8 up at the top. And then if you want to get to area 1 or 2, you've got to go all the way through the map again, which I find quite annoying, I must admit. Oh, there he is. Normally you can tell where a monster lands because of their shadow, but I couldn't see his shadow because of all of the grass around here. And I don't know why he keeps jumping up and down. He doesn't normally do that, going to fly and then just landing again that quickly. Honestly, I think he's just bug maybe, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be that effective, apart from the wind it kicks up. But yeah, really, there's nothing more to say about him, to be honest. But yeah, I am trying to be slightly, just talk about the attacks that are the most important, really, not about everything. Because he is so much like the Yian Kut-Ku anyway. And make sure when you do block that you are blocking in his direction, because it looks like it hits the entirety of the screen, but obviously it comes from him. So make sure that you're aiming at him when you do block, otherwise it's going to get you anyway. Another thing, the feline is getting more fond of me. As you may have noticed, his weakness sign, he limps, but he only ever limps when he's actually going to leave the area, so you're more than likely not going to see that. Just keep hitting him till he dies, really. And if you do think he's almost dead and you want to capture him, just wait for him to leave the area and he should limp his way there. Now he's either going to land here or he's going to land in area 2. I don't quite know which. Yeah, landing here. Oh, by the way, a quick tip with greatswords: when you see their shadow, count to about 3, I'd say, and then you can charge, and then you pretty much always hit them just after they land. It's not too useful with him because he doesn't really fly that much, but it's very, very useful with ones that do, such as, I'd say, Rathalos, definitely with Rathalos, Rathian, other wyverns of that nature. Tigrex, no, because he doesn't fly, ever. He just crawls around and beats the living daylights out of you. But really, that's pretty much it about Gypceros. He's quite simple. His armour isn't really that useful. I'm going to put it out there. It's mostly got poison resistance, I believe. So normally there's not really much excuse to farm this guy, apart from light crystals. But it's very rare that he will drop them, I'm going to say. So, yeah, when he goes to sleep, he's pretty much ready to be captured. And if you do want to see whether he's fallen asleep or not, like you can see on my map, his icon turns blue. And another important thing, when they are asleep, you do, I think it's 3 times the damage on your first hit, which is very, very useful for greatswords, because you can do a triple charge. So it's something like maybe 5 times the damage on your first hit, which sets you up pretty well, really, to kill him. There we go, you see? Like I said, very, very easy. Pretty much a poisonous Yian Kut-Ku. I didn't get to break his head. If you do want to break his head, I would recommend either a hammer or possibly a sword and shield. Because then you can, with the sword and shield, you can, like I said, you can still block, and you can possibly take down. Because the thing is with greatswords is that it's very difficult to break some, or definitely not all of the pieces of a monster, just because of how strong it is. You'll end up killing them before you actually break what you need to break. At least on these earlier ones, anyway. But yeah, you may have noticed, I only just did, I did carve a light crystal from him. So even if you don't break the crest, you can still get it. But it is very difficult to get. I mean, it is rarity 5, and those are normally difficult to find. Also, power extracts. It does say Gypceros extract on it, but if you hear a barking, I apologise. That's my neighbour's dog. It's hardly ever walked. I feel really sorry for the thing, but it does bark a lot. But yeah, like I was saying, it does say Gypceros extract on it, but if you've never got it before and you don't know where to find it, get it from him. But really, apart from that, there's nothing else to say about him. He's quite simple, to be honest. Just watch out for poison. Make sure you avoid the peck attack, because he'll steal you, rob you blind, basically. But apart from that, yeah, have fun. I'll see you guys again. This has been Polo Bear 04.